everybody. Welcome into the Friday Five. Chip Walters here from Exit Realty, Bob Lamb and Associates. And as promised back in August when Alan Farley joined us, probably, I guess it was late July before the primary, that we would have him back on before the general election. And now is the time. Early voting started on Wednesday in Rutherford County and across the state of Tennessee. And Alan, thanks for carving out a few minutes in this busiest time of your year.
Well, this is our Super Bowl, Chip. So, it's one of those things that comes around every 4 years. Presidential elections are always big, and early voting is Tennessee makes it so easy with our early voting the way that we have it. And so, it's been a whirlwind opening for early voting. It really has.
Well, one thing I want to do right now is show folks the website, which is ruco.vote, ruco.vote, ruco.vote. Whatever you miss here or don't get an answer to here, you can go to the website, ruco.vote, and that's where you can find answers. But early voting has become super popular across Tennessee, like you mentioned, because it has made getting to the polls very easily. But Wednesday, when the polls opened, man, folks were in there like they were giving out land certificates or something.
Right. I mean, you thought it was a gold rush, California. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, in my years of course, I've been an administrator here going on 7 years now, but I've been involved in elections here for, 25 plus years. I have never seen the start of early voting like I did with this one. We had at 6 o'clock in that morning, first day at 6 a.m. Polls open early in our office at 7. There were 300 people in line at 6 a.m. And normally, I think 2016 presidential November election was our record year until now. But at 10 minutes till 15 minutes till 7, we had about 10, 12 people there just kind of waiting to come in. But there was 300. I mean, they were lined all the way down the sidewalk, all the way to Maple Street. And at one point, it got all the way to around the corner down to the Barber College, and then to the steps of City Hall. So as you go from Vine Street up to City Hall, but it's it got down. We got it down pretty quick. So, but it's been vigorous.
Well, I'm sure there are a lot of factors that probably come into why there was such a rush on Wednesday morning.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is enthusiasm. You got people who they're either passionate for someone or they're passionate against someone. They want change, or they're wanting to make sure that that their people get in, that they like the way things are. Or, it's one of those that people may be concerned because of the COVID situation. They're like, okay, I'm afraid of being quarantined, so I'm make sure I'm going to get there and vote. So get my vote in the bank, so to speak. And so that was kind of the mad rush that we had. And I think we're going to see high volume every day between now and October 29th. And of course, be happy with me. It'd be nice if we vote everybody early and we're just like the Maytag repairman on election day. We're just sitting around, just kind of twiddling our thumbs, just waiting for 7 o'clock to roll around. That would be nice.
All right. Speaking of early voting, here are the early voting locations. And again, you can vote at any of these locations. If you are a Rutherford County registered voter, that includes the main election office, your office on the square, Sportscom, the Election Commission Annex on Vine Street. That's kind of been one of my go-tos. Lane Agri Park, Middle Tennessee Association of Realtors. They've got easy parking out there. If you're on the south side of Murfreesboro, Smyrna City Hall, Smyrna First Free Methodist Church, World Outreach Church in the Leadership Park, and Laverne Multi-Purpose Building. So again, early voting is going to have a couple of weekends thrown in there. So they're going to, with all of these locations, everybody is going to have an opportunity to get their vote cast before Election Day, like you said.
Yeah, and the good thing is what we did in anticipation of the turnout with everything that's going on was we opened up 2 new early voting locations. You mentioned World Outreach Church there at Leadership Park is a new location, and so our goal was trying to alleviate the west part of the city all the growth there, Case and Lane Agri Park. And so just trying to open that up to make it available to people. And then also Smyrna First Free Methodist, which is just right down from the old Smyrna High School for a lot of the folks who's been here for a while, but it's now Smyrna Middle School. And so that's, those two to help absorb, and we've extended our hours. Our office in downtown is open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then on Saturdays, 8 to 2. Our satellite, all the other locations, is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then 8 to 2 on Saturday. So what we've done is we've extended it an hour during the week, and then we've extended it 2 hours on the weekends from our normal operating hours, and then added 2 additional sites. So we were hoping that would help absorb, but it's kind of been hard to contain this enthusiasm.
What about where do we stand right now as far as mail-in voting? Because there's, you obviously have time windows involved there. Where do we stand right now on Friday, October 16th?
Well, we've exceeded 7,000 requests, ballots mailed out, which is a record number. 1,829 was the most that we've had in the November 2016 election. So, the clock's really ticking now, because based off of getting the request into, you have to the 27th of October to get your request in. But the problem is the fact of getting it to us, getting it processed, and then getting it back to you in order for you to vote it and then mail it back to us. So, the mail is taking a couple days to get it to you, and a couple days to get it back to us. So, that adds 3 or 4 days transit time in the mail system. So the main thing is that if you're going to vote by absentee, by mail, you need to get it in now. If it's no way possible that you can vote in person, it's just kind of getting to the crunch now. So main thing is that you can vote by mail, you can vote in person. So we just want everybody to cast their vote and for their vote to count.
Certainly do. And real quick, we'll go take a look at the sample ballot. And this is one, here's the president and the national election, the federal election that everybody will be voting on in Rutherford County, correct?
That is correct. We vote for the electors for each one. And so that's the first page. Then we go into the U.S. Senate and the U.S. congressional elections. And then we get into the House districts, which there are 4 in our county. So some people will only be voting on one of those, not all 4. So
yeah,
those House,
that's right. Good point.
And then you've got, of course, if you're in Eagleville or if you're in Smyrna, Laverne, you do have municipal elections going on. And then one thing too that's kind of been quiet is there's a referendum. There for the unincorporated areas, the people who live outside of the municipal boundaries of Murfreesboro, Smyrna, Laverne. So if you live in the unincorporated areas of the county or the city of Eagleville, you'll be able to vote on this referendum. And what it is, it's a referendum for consumption, alcohol beverage for consumption on the premises. What this is,
that's the old LBD, liquor by the drink.
Liquor by the drink. And so this will allow, in say Christiana, like Miller's Grocery, certain establishments like that can serve liquor. So that's if it passes, and then that tax revenue is actually collected, and it's 100% of that tax revenue comes back to the county. This was actually put on by a resolution by the county commission for it to be on the referendum.
There we see the city of Eagleville, their ballot that if you are in Eagleville down in that end of the county. We also have the Laverne sample ballot, alderman, town council, town of Smyrna, and alderman for the city of Laverne. So that will be in addition to the federal ballot, and also one other that would be the sample ballot from Smyrna that includes alderman for Laverne and the town council members in the city of Smyrna. So that's where we are, and boy, it is off. Somebody fired the starter's pistol, and we're off and rolling. But you know, the one thing that everybody wants, and what your office is there to ensure, is the integrity of the vote, whether it be by mail, whether it be in person, and I'm sure that you feel that you have the systems in place for all of those modes of voting, whether it be on election day, early voting, voting by mail, absentee, that integrity and that vote is going to count.
We do, and of course, you know, there's enough cross checks to make sure that the integrity of the ballot, because that's the most important part, is the ballot integrity. And so there's a lot of cross checks there through, you know, election laws that we follow. But yeah, so I feel very good about that. And our goal is to vote everybody as quickly as we can, as fast as we can, and as safely as we can.
Speaking of that, speaking of the safe part, back in August, you all took some measures as far as you know, being disinfected and those little, as few touch points as possible. How did that work out, and are we using the same type of practices this time around?
We are. I mean, of course, everybody had a glove to be able to. We tried to eliminate as many touch points as possible. So as far as the signing of your ballot application, there's a plastic glove, and then also the touching of the machines to go ahead and cast your votes. Then we have sanitizer available for everybody afterwards. You know, we are practicing social distancing with that. So that's some part of the longer lines, is because you're not normally, you know, up there with the air shot of your neighbor. You know, there's some distance there, which extends the line somewhat. But yeah, so we're doing all that. They worked great for us in August, and so we're actually doing the same thing in November. And our goal and our plan is that election night, we intend to hopefully have all of our results and know who our winners are in Rutherford County. I'm not talking about anywhere else. I can't, you know, speak for anything but right here. So but that's our goal, is to get everything counted and reported that night.
All right. Again, as we wrap up today, here's the website, ruco.vote, ruco.vote. And again, where can I vote early? Sample ballot, election information. You can track your absentee ballot, what IDs are accepted. All the questions that you might have can be found at ruco.vote. That is the public website. And hope everybody has a good experience voting. Hope everybody goes out. I hope we have a record turnout. And I know there is a lot of passion involved in this, of course, but this is our process. And we want it to go as smoothly as possible, and that we have a clear result when it's all over.
Exactly, Chip. And I just want to thank everybody for their patience, being patient, because, you know, we're conducting elections and unique times here. So we have the issue of great voter turnout, which is great, but we're also having to operate an election under unusual circumstances. So, you know, we want to, well, why can't we just add more machines? Well, we don't really have the space, so we're limited to space because of those issues. So really, thank you for everybody for being patient going through this process, and a huge shout out to our poll workers who are out here. Without them, this is just not possible. But
they're the real heroes.
It takes 350 people to conduct these elections, and you know, they're our neighbors. They're the people we see, go to school with, go to church with, work with, and other things. They're putting their time and effort to serve our community, and a huge shout out to them.
All right, absolutely. They're the heroes in this whole thing. Alan, thanks for the time today, and good luck to you and your staff, and good luck to us all as we go through our election process.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Chip.
All right, that's it for today, the Friday Five. And again, ruco.vote, go there for election information. For real estate information, go to choosechip.net. Everybody have a great weekend. Take care of yourself and be nice to each other.